Thank you for joining us for this look at some of the best stories from KPBS News this week. I'm John Carroll. Coming up, another step toward getting people off the streets. A new shelter is approved for downtown San Diego. How this one will serve women and children. California has ambitious goals for electric cars. We look at the demand for electricity to power them and how the system is trying to keep pace. And it's the end of an era. The San Diego Reader announces it will stop printing a paper version and continue its work online. This week marked 1 month since the start of the Trump administration and its drastic changes to federal policy. Images of immigration and customs enforcement raids are spreading fear throughout immigrant communities, even in cities where raids haven't happened. KPBS border reporter Gustavo Solis followed a group of activists in San Diego trying to ease those fears.
The patrol begins at 5:45 a.m., before the sun comes out.
10-4.
The mission? Look out for suspicious vehicles in Linda Vista.
So what we're looking for in essence are, those U.S.-made cars, Dodge Durangos, Ford Explorers, Dodge Caravans.
That's Benjamin Prado. He's not a cop or a private investigator. He's an immigrant rights activist with Unión del Barrio, looking for any signs that Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, is trying to arrest people. This is just one way that advocates in San Diego are responding to President Donald Trump's plans to launch what he calls the largest deportation operation in American history.
The goal is always to prevent families from being separated. We had too much family separation, throughout the years, and the impact that that's had on not only the immediate family, but also, the social fabric of our communities.
Unión del Barrio's work is part of a larger effort to educate the immigrant community. Others include Know Your Rights workshops, food and clothing drives, temporary housing for asylum seekers, and free legal representation for people facing deportation. Ian Ceruelo is chair of the San Diego Immigrant Rights Consortium, a network of more than 50 organizations. He says all of these individual efforts work collaboratively.
And I think it really fits well to the efforts of all the advocates, that are doing work on the ground.
ICE did not respond to questions from KPBS about their views of these community patrols. But some of the Trump administration's officials have recently criticized this type of activism. Here is Border SAR Tom Homan on CNN.
They call it Know Your Rights. I call it How to Escape Arrest. There's a warrant for your arrest, and they tell you how to hide from ICE. No, don't open your door. Don't answer questions.
Since Trump's inauguration, ICE has publicized raids in Chicago and New Jersey. But besides a few targeted operations, San Diego County has not seen that level of enforcement. Even though mass deportations have not materialized here in San Diego, people are still living in fear.
People are angry. People are upset. Any human being would be when you have your family being criminalized and terrorized by this agency.
Prado points to rhetoric coming out of the White House as a sign of the increased criminalization of immigrants without legal status. Officials initially said they're focused on hardened criminals, like murderers and rapists. But more recently, White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt has said that all immigrants who do not have legal status are subject to deportation.
He is focused on launching the largest mass deportation operation in American history of illegal criminals. And if you are an individual, a foreign national, who illegally enters the United States of America, you are, by definition, a criminal. And so therefore, you are subject to deportation.
Legally speaking, crossing the border illegally or overstaying a temporary visa is a civil offense, not a criminal one. An added benefit of the community's patrol is their ability to separate fact from fiction, especially in response to false rumors of ICE raids that quickly spread on social media. Adriana Jasso is another activist on the community patrol.
Yeah, and part of what has created a lot of fear and anxiety is the role of social media.
These people have good intentions. They want to warn their friends and neighbors, but they end up causing more panic instead.
There's a gap and a disconnect between the official narrative and what is happening on the ground.
Unidad 1, adelante.
Estamos en base esperando, ¿todo bien?
10-4, ya llego en unos 10 segundos.
Info.
The rest of Friday's patrol is quiet. Prado and other activists don't see any ICE activity.
The community can go out with the confidence that there is at least no ICE operation happening in this area where we patrol.
And that made the early morning work worthwhile. Gustavo Solis, KPBS News.
Homeless women and children in San Diego will soon have a new shelter option downtown. Katie Anastas says Rachel's Promise Center will replace a closing shelter and add to the city's shelter capacity.
The new shelter will have 210 beds. About half will be for single women. The rest will be for women with children.
That need for single women, senior women, and younger women is continued to grow. And they have different needs, right? And we want to make sure it's a safe environment where they can be themselves and not worry about any challenges that they might experience in a larger congregate environment.
City data showed 29% of people using the city's homelessness services were women or girls in 2020. Last year, that number increased to 42%. Women use shelter services differently than men do. That's according to Jennifer Nations. She's managing director of UC San Diego's homelessness hub.
Women tend to stay in shelters longer than men on average. We found that households with children tend to stay about a month and a half longer than single people.
Catholic Charities will run Rachel's Promise Center. The building is next door to their drop-in center for homeless women.
They'll bring in unique resources, make sure kids are connected to schools, make sure that the education is being thought about, make sure that there are appropriate nutritious meals, and then also work through any other issues that families might have.
Staff will also help connect people to housing, benefits, therapy, and life skills classes. Jones says there will also be spaces and activities specifically for children. Nation says that's incredibly valuable for parents in shelters.
You're juggling mental health appointments. You're juggling issues related to your children's education. You're juggling issues related to a job search. There's so many things on your plate that you're trying to do. And to do all of those things with a child in tow, especially a child that's not school age yet, is incredibly challenging.
The shelter will accommodate 50 women from March through June. It's expected to cost about $1.6 million for the first 4 months, then about $5 million each year. Although the city faces a $258 million deficit, Mayor Todd Gloria says he's committed to expanding San Diego's shelter system.
And I know that's a bit odd, right, when we're talking about reductions, but when I go around the city, the number one thing people talk to me about is homelessness. So even in this time of austerity, we're going to find ways to get more beds.
Jones expects the new shelter's remaining beds to become available this summer. Katie Anastas, KPBS News.
Roundabouts are one of the methods being used to calm street traffic. The city of Encinitas recently installed one on Coast Highway 101, but there's been a string of accidents. KPBS North County reporter Alexander Nguyen explains how the city might try to fix it.
As cars snake through this intersection at Coast Highway and El Portal Street, there are signs of accidents at this relatively new roundabout. Broken cement on the curb, tire marks, and missing light poles.
So I have to ask, was the design not so good?
Scott Campbell is with the advocacy group Encinitas Citizen Review Panel. He says people are getting hurt, so perhaps it's time to take a second look at the design.
The design itself is flawed. Maybe we should revisit the initial design. We're going to put more of these roundabouts in right up the street, and we need to make sure that they're safe right off the bat and not have to do fixes.
He thinks the radius of the roundabout is too tight, making it difficult for cars to go through safely.
It doesn't take very much for a car to get out of control.
There have been 19 accidents at this roundabout, and the majority of it are coming from that direction where the bars and restaurants are.
18 of those accidents happened at night, and 12 of them involved drivers under the influence, according to a staff report. City engineers want to install rumble strips to slow down traffic and bollards to protect infrastructure and businesses. Rick Smith, who owns Lucadia Glass in that intersection, thinks there's a simpler answer.
On our Lucadia Boulevard and Encinitas Boulevard and Santa Fe, the roundabouts have a sign that says yield to traffic and circle. We don't. There's just a yield sign there. I'm petitioning that they put to traffic in the circle because, well, everybody knows how to use a roundabout. No, they don't.
Smith is not against roundabouts. He thinks they work, but some drivers need a little extra help.
If they could put a blinking light in or something.
Campbell is not against roundabouts either. He just thinks the design is the issue.
These designs have to get fixed.
The city staff, however, don't think that the design is the issue, but rather one of driver inattention or driver error. In the meantime, Campbell thinks the city should increase traffic enforcement in the area to curb drunken driving. Alexander Nguyen, KPBS News.
California has ambitious goals for reducing greenhouse emissions from the cars we drive. But are electric vehicles the answer? KPBS SciTech reporter Thomas Fudge asks whether California really has the power infrastructure to run all the electric cars on our roads.
This parking garage is home to one of the car charging stations at UC San Diego, which is one of the largest public charging hubs in the world. UCSD student Isaiah Kabibi charges his electric hybrid car on campus.
It's interesting to see how many people actually drive electric cars here. It's quite a lot of students, so having these outlets, especially with a lot of kids that I know that live in condos where they're not able to charge at home, having these here are really, really helpful.
And so this charger here from PowerFlex, you have an app.
David Victor is co-director of UCSD's Energy Decarbonization Initiative.
And you turn on the app, and then you look at the code here, and then it tells you what the cost is going to be, and then it checks to make sure you have money in your bank account.
Electric cars are a way to slow global warming and also to meet California's clean energy mandates. 10 years from now, new car dealers in the state will be able to sell only zero-emission cars.
And if the state's policy goals are met, such that by 2035, all new cars are effectively electric vehicles, then we're going to see a lot more electric vehicles on the road, much bigger need for the infrastructure to charge those vehicles, not just at home, but also in workplaces and on the roads.
Meeting California's clean energy goals means transforming the way we get around. The EPA says transportation is the nation's biggest contributor to carbon emissions. Within transportation, light-duty vehicles, cars and pickup trucks, emit 57% of all the greenhouse gases. Cars don't have to be electric to be zero emission, but a lot of people think EVs just make the most sense. Jay Kim is chair of the Industrial and Systems Engineering Department at the University of San Diego.
We already have an electric grid. We already have the infrastructure. Whereas if you were to do, for example, hydrogen vehicles, you would have to start from scratch, basically, and try to build up that whole infrastructure.
So what will a fleet of mostly electric cars do to California's power grid? Well, the California Energy Commission forecasts that in 2035, EVs will represent 20% of the total energy demand that California utilities must provide for. In San Diego, power demand and grid congestion are lowest overnight, and that's why it's cheapest to charge your car overnight. The problem is most overnight power comes from carbon-emitting natural gas plants, because renewable sources don't produce power when the wind doesn't blow and the sun doesn't shine. Victor says that's why workplace charging is the best option, because daylight hours are when carbon-free solar power in California is abundant.
What we're doing here at UC San Diego is asking the question, suppose that in addition to congestion, we also care about the emissions that are caused by our vehicles. And if you add the cost of those emissions, it already makes sense quite often to be charging in the middle of the day rather than at night. The tariffs just don't reflect that yet.
EV owners who own their own homes are most likely to have a home charger, but students at UCSD are looking for other places to fill their cars with electrons. Apartment dweller Stella Riley, who got a Volkswagen ID4 about a month ago, almost always charges on campus while she attends classes. She says as a new EV driver, her charging habits remain a work in progress.
Depends on my mood. If I feel like charging it, I will. Normally I wait till it gets a little bit lower, because if I'm at like 60%, I probably won't charge it. But once it gets to like 40, I'm kind of like, ooh, I should charge my car.
David Victor says UCSD plans to triple its number of electric car chargers. But as infrastructure needs expand for EVs, there are some possible trends in car ownership that could make them less of a power burden than we might think. Jay Kim says a lot of people predict the future will bring less individual car ownership and more people who rent time from a public fleet of autonomous self-driving cars.
You can spread out the charging a lot easier, and you can match basically the supply and demand for mobility easier. As a result, you could also then match the supply and demand of electricity easier as well.
But for now, individual EV owners are going to have to figure out the best place and time to charge, and some people hope that will be during the day. Thomas Fudge, KPBS News.
Tom's story is an example of the feature reporting done by the KPBS newsroom. You can find all of our stories on the KPBS YouTube page. It's also where we live stream KPBS Evening Edition weeknights at 5. Sign up for our newsletters to get a list of our most popular stories. Here are some from this week. San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria announces $5 million in cuts in an attempt to balance the city budget. Medicaid cuts are possible as Republicans look to limit federal spending, and UC San Diego students protest Trump's mass deportation policy. The free alt-weekly magazine San Diego Reader has ended its 52-year print run. KPBS arts reporter Julia Dixon Evans visited the publication's Golden Hill offices.
Worn black filing cabinets stacked 12 high hold nearly every San Diego Reader issue ever printed, approximately 26,000.
There it is. So my first piece...
Longtime editor turned owner Matthew Licona calls it a living record of the city.
A lot of identity is memory, and this here is a memory of San Diego that was available to the whole city, that asked and answered every week the question, what's it like in San Diego?
For decades, San Diegans picked up the Reader at cafes, liquor stores, and street corners. Its pages mix long features with concert listings, columns, and reviews of theater, film, music, food, and even fishing. But the February 13th edition was the last. Jim Holman started the Reader in 1972.
So the first 5 years were very precarious. You know, I was borrowing money from all kinds of people to try to make it work. Finally, after 3 years, I think it was, we started to break even. And then we grew little by little by little, and there was never any trouble until Craigslist.
At its peak, the Reader sometimes topped 200 pages, fueled by free classifieds. As classifieds dwindled, so did the page count. Therefore, so did ad revenue. Licona bought the Reader from Holman in December for just $1 and is determined to keep it going even without print. But he's watching the finances closely.
There's a hard number, and if we get down to that number, it's got to end, but it will not end unless we get there. It's very much what I love and what I will do if I possibly can.
The Reader will close the Golden Hill office and lay off production staff, but Licona and freelancers will continue publishing online. Julia Dixon Evans, KPBS News.
You can get more from Julia Dixon Evans in the arts section at kpbs.org. It includes a curated arts guide with details on events happening in our area. You can also stream some of our arts-related podcasts, including Rap Diego and Beth Accomando's Cinema Junkie. The Wicked Witch of the West and Glinda the Good have landed in San Diego. The national tour of Wicked arrives hot off the heels of the blockbuster film adaptation that captivated fans in November. KPBS Gloria Penner fellow Elaine Alfaro takes us backstage to meet the actor bringing Elphaba to life.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to your half-hour call. At this performance, Florence Samuels is still in Mexico. Carla Queen is still Elphaba.
You can hear Carly Augenstein laugh as the intercom announces that she'll be playing Elphaba tonight. For those unfamiliar with the show, Wicked tells the story before Dorothy drops into Oz. It reveals the truth behind the wizard's rule and the Emerald City's polished image. At the heart of all of it is Elphaba, a social outcast who must conform to the lies or defy expectations.
I feel like anybody who's ever felt different or kind of like an outsider can relate to Elphaba so hard. I was always
kind of a weird kid. I had weird interests, and I also, as a kid, I struggled with OCD and anxiety. Other kids would notice stuff like that, and they would call you out on it because kids have no filter. And so I always kind of felt like that weirdo off in the corner of the class that nobody wanted to talk to.
Those childhood experiences shape the alphabet that Augenstein brings to the stage.
You act out of that. But as a woman in my 30s now, I also very much connect to Act 2 Elphaba because she grows up so much. She's true to herself. She'll give it to you straight. She won't sugarcoat anything.
Augenstein is one of 3 actors who could play Elphaba on any given night. There's the principal, the standby, and the understudy.
As the standby, I'm sort of the first line of defense, so I step into the role, so I'm doing the role all week.
On tour, Elphaba is the only character that has a standby role, but Augenstein has grown close with a tight-knit community of swing actors, performers who master multiple roles and step in whenever needed.
I made it a priority to really make sure that I socialize as much as I can, and just having swings around to hang out with has been huge.
With about 45 minutes until showtime, her co-stars' voices drift through the dressing room doors as they warm up. Inside, Augenstein undergoes what the cast calls getting greenified. It's the intricate makeup process that transforms her into Elphaba. She recalls the first time she saw herself in full costume.
I was in shock. I couldn't stop staring at myself. I took so many pictures. I sent them to my family. And I did feel really beautiful. I felt gorgeous. And I do, every time I get green, I'm like, man, I wish I were green.
Her makeup supervisor tonight is Christina Tracy.
I really think that the makeup is so important for this story because the designer, Joe DeLude, when he was training me on the makeup, what he wanted was for the makeup to be so subtle that people kind of forgot that she was green as they started to fall in love with her, and that the real only difference between her and everybody else in the show is that she was just green.
Tracy has worked with multiple Elphabas over the years.
Every person that plays Elphaba has to do it their way because it's so hard. You can't do this role if you don't do it your way. That's how I see it.
The transformation from Augenstein to Elphaba takes about 30 minutes. As the green makeup sets, she reflects on the impact of the film adaptation.
I don't think it's really had an effect on how any of us interpret our roles, because that's kind of its own world. But it is something that's always kind of in the back of our minds. I think about that all the time, all the young kids who are seeing the movie and are gonna fall in love with the show. It's special.
For her, making theater accessible to those kids is just as important.
I also love the fact that we get to do sensory performances in certain cities. A sensory performance is for people with different disabilities, people that may be on the spectrum, for people with, all sorts of neurodiversity. I have seen, just from doing this show, we're able to bring it to so many more people. The more people we can bring this show to, the better, because it's for everybody.
And in a moment like this, that impact feels even greater.
I feel like no matter what year it is, you can be like, man, this is so timely. This is exactly what's happening right now. No matter what's happening in the world, it matters.
Elaine Alfaro, KPBS News.
Kids in Oceanside are learning about food and culture around the world through beans. KPBS education reporter Katie Anastas takes us to the Cool Beans Club.
Thumbs up if you see a rainbow.
Class is in session for the Cool Beans Club at the Oceanside Public Library. Each month features a different bean from around the world. Today, it's soybeans.
I'm crazy about beans. They're economical, they're versatile, multicultural, and they have a long shelf life. They're pennies on the dollar. It's the most high-value protein food.
Barbara Gates came up with the idea about 25 years ago when her kids were in elementary school. She saw a need for nutrition education that emphasized plants, not just dairy and meat.
Beans have this special nutrient that starts with an F. Fiber. That's right. Good job.
Along with the environmental and health benefits of beans, kids and caregivers learn about cultures that cook with them. Monthly lessons align with holidays. This month, it's the Lunar New Year.
As with most holidays, gathering together to enjoy delicious meals is a big part of the celebration too. Yeah, so the cooking pot you see in the center of this photo is called a wok. And a wok is shaped like a big bowl, and it cooks food really fast over really high heat.
Gates says getting kids involved in the cooking process can help encourage them to try new foods. Raymond Lyons was there with his granddaughter, Olive. He says they're also learning to respect other cultures and the environment.
Teaching them good nutrients is also teaching them, hey, we got a big, broad world, and so we got to take care of it.
Olive was here last month, too, learning about navy beans. Today's dish is lettuce wraps featuring tofu, snap peas, mandarin oranges, and teriyaki sauce.
I think they're going to be delicious.
Lisa Furno-Haynes is the senior librarian for youth services. She saw Gates' curriculum as a perfect fit leading up to the summertime, when they partner with local organizations to give out boxes of food.
I would have families tell me, oh my God, I loved that. Thank you so much. But I don't even know what this is or what to do with it. And yeah, we don't all know what to do with things. So I wanted to find a program that uses basic pantry items and basic fruits and vegetables that everybody knows of. If they don't, then they learn it in the class.
Next month's class is about lentils and the Hindu festival Holi. Teachers who want to bring the lessons to their classrooms can access the Cool Beans curriculum online. Healthy Kids, Happy Planet also offers grants to cover food costs for cooking activities. Katie Anastas, KPBS News.
We hope you enjoyed this look at KPBS News this week. I'm John Carroll. Thank you for joining us.